The Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association presents Matinee Madness. Matinee Madness is presented by the Ohio State University Veterinary Hospital, Hagemeyer Farms, and Eldorado Scioto Downs.
Welcome to another edition of Matinee Madness. Today we're here at the Crawford County Fairgrounds in Bucyrus, and we had a 12-race schedule racing program this afternoon, but one of the races has been canceled. Some of the horses have been moved to other events during the afternoon program. Some 39 horses were entered. We do have a few scratches. 30 of those horses are Ohio breds, and they were purchased at the sale for approximately $216,000 last racing season as yearlings. Today, they go to the post, some of them a second time. They've raced in earlier matinees. Others will be facing that starting gate for the first time and actual bit of competition outside of their own stables that they've been with throughout the training period. Whether we've got county fair horses, Buckeye Stallion Series, or Ohio Sire Stakes, a lot of these trainers won't know where they're going until they actually go into action in qualifiers and get a start under their belt. So sit back and enjoy another edition of Matinee Madness.
Athletes, they come in all shapes and sizes. They catch, they leap, they run. Some athletes even come with 4 legs and paws and hooves. When these beloved family members need care, remember the Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center. Ohio State experts wrote the book on exceptional animal care and know how to get our best friends back on their feet. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center.
For 4 generations, Hagemeyer Farms has been caring and breeding standardbred racehorses. Hagemeyer Farms is home to a roster of champion stallions, including Western Terror, sire to $11 million earners, and Fool Me Once, a millionaire son of Art Major, standing his first season in 2021. Hagemeyer Farms is looking for its next champion. Stand your stallion at Hagemeyer Farms. For information about standing your stallion, call 513-304-9263.
Welcome back to Matinee Madness here at the Crawford County Fairgrounds in Bucyrus, and the gentleman who put this matinee together and working his rear end off today, so to speak, David Stats. And David, it's finally coming to fruition.
That it is. It's shaping up to be a nice day here in Bucyrus. Nice and warm.
Got 30-some horses racing. Have you always had a matinee here in Bucyrus?
I started one last year, and they couldn't find any on the books, at least 30 years ago. And I started it last year because everybody canceled theirs. And I had a nice turnout, so we thought we'd do it again.
And with I think it was really 39 horses entered. We got a few scratches today, but an interesting program coming up.
Yeah, it looks to be a nice program. Nice bunch of 2-year-olds. Looking forward to see them go.
Were you in charge of the weather?
No, I'd like it a little cooler, to be honest with you, Roger. As much work as I'm doing.
Guess what? I agree with you. I'm going to blame you for all this hot weather. David, thanks for stopping by because we got the first race coming to the racetrack.
Thank you guys for coming. Have a good day.
Well, we're ready for the very first race here this afternoon at the Crawford County Fairgrounds in Bucyrus. It is a pacing event with a field of 4 to go postward, a time bar of 2:30. Now, a couple horses have been added to the field due to elimination of some racing this afternoon. So there's 4 to go to the post. The one is Big Scamp, a 3-year-old filly, but Big Bam Ray. Terry Henry is the trainer. Charles Little is the driver. The 2 is St. Mary, a 2-year-old filly by Major Starbuck. Robert Boggs trains, and Roy Burns will drive. The 3 is Roman Nose. Yes, the trainer and the driver and the owner. Oh, he's a triple threat. Tom Pye. That name's familiar. This is a 4-year-old gelding by McArdle, and the 4th horse is Cow's Last Call. Darrell Whitaker is the trainer and driver. This is an added horse by Creatine, a 2-year-old filly. A field at 4 in the first. Let's pick up the action. As they race around the final turn, on top of the field, it's St. Mary leading by 2 1/4. Racing second is Roman Nose. Racing third, Cow's Last Call. And trailing the field, Big Scamp. Less than 1/8 of a mile to go in Ohio. Roman Nose and Tom Pye closing on the outside through the stretch. It's St. Mary on the inside. Outside, Roman Nose. Roman Nose on the outside. Gets up! Well, the first race is in the books, and the winner, yes, the winner is Tom Pye with Roman Nose, getting up in that final stride to get the nose win. Roman Nose, the winner. St. Mary with Austin Hanners was second. Cow's Last Call with Darrell Whitaker finished third. And Big Scamp and Charles Little was fourth. The fractions, 36 and 4. The half, 1:15 and 4. The 3/4 in 1:53. The mile, a blistering 2:28. The winner, Tom Pye and Roman Nose. We'll be back with race 2 in just a few moments.
Racing is back at Eldorado Scioto Downs. Catch the excitement all summer long. Live racing every Tuesday through Saturday nights. First post time is at 6:15. Mark your calendar to see the future stars with the $150,000 Next Generation on July 2nd and 3rd. On the 2nd, it's the 2-year-old Trotters, followed by the Pacers on the 3rd. Horse players earn points with the new Caesars Reward Program. Eldorado Scioto Downs. Live racing is back.
Your animals provide unconditional love. When they hurt, you want the best care available to help them enjoy life again. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center is here for you and for them. From heart disease to cancer, diabetes to broken bones, and 24-hour emergency services, Ohio State's team of experts make a difference in the lives of animals and the family members who love them. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center.
Well, back here for Matinee Madness. We're speaking with Tyler Bates. And Tyler, you're the most active individual here today at Bucyrus.
Yeah, it's going to be a busy day, yeah.
9 horses?
9. I got Austin Hanners helping me. He's a good help. And I got my 2 owners helping me, Mick Foster and Sean McGee, and we'll get her done. Yeah.
Have you ever had that many horses in a single race program?
I don't think so. I think this is probably the most, actually, yeah.
World record for Tyler Bates.
That's right.
You got any good prospects for this year, you think?
I think so, but you don't know anymore. I mean, you know, you don't know what you got till you go beat somebody. They all go so fast anymore, so we'll see.
Have any of them been in behind a gate, or will this be their first experience?
I've had 3 of them in behind the gate at Salina at the Matinee. Mm-hmm. And, yeah, the 2 and the 12, they've been a little more than the others. They've been about 2.7, so we'll see what happens.
Now, will you qualify where?
Probably looking at qualifying at Northfield in a week or 2.
And where do you principally race once the season gets going? Or does that depend on the horse?
That depends on the horse because, like I said, you don't know what you got, and I like to race them where they belong. If they're a fair horse or a Stallion Series horse or hopefully a Sire Stake horse, but, you know.
Good luck to you, and we thank you for giving us a few minutes because you're going to be a busy man today, so we better let you go.
Yeah, got to go warm up 2 more.
Okay. Thank you, Tyler. Our second race here on Matinee Madness is a time bar of 2:10, a field of trotters going to the post. We have been a long time coming. Guess what? A 2-year-old colt by Long Tom. Logan Powell, the trainer. Austin Hanners is the driver. Number 2 is Midwin Valentine. Alan Miller trains and drives a 2-year-old filly, but What the Hill out of One Sharp Lady, purchased at the Lexington Select Sale for $31,000. The 3 is Vivica Hanover, the 2-year-old filly by Andover Hall. Tyler Bates trains and drives. And the 4, Flex Mania, a 2-year-old gelding by Flex the Muscle. Dale Edwards, the trainer, the driver. A field of 4 in today's second. Let's pick up the action. That gives Vivek Hanover the leader, now by 2 1/4 lengths. Racing second, Been a Long Tom coming. Racing third, Flex Mania, trailing the field, following the break, Midwind Valentine. Around the final turn, Flex Mania and Dale Edwards on the move on the outside third. 1/8 of a mile to go. Viveka Hanover and Tyler Bates leads the way. 2-year-old filly by Andover Hall has the lead by 2 1/2. Racing up second on the outside. Been a long time coming, but it's all Viveka Hanover. So in that second race for trotters with a time bar of 2:10, the winner was Viveka Hanover. A 2-year-old filly by Andover Hall, Tyler Bates trains and drives. Finishing second was Been a Long Tom Comin'. Logan Powell trains. The 2-year-old colt by Long Tom, Austin Hanners, was driving. Third was Flex Mania for Dale Edwards, a 2-year-old gelding by Flex the Muscles. And finishing fourth, Midwind Valentine, Alan Miller trains and drives, the 2-year-old filly by What the Hill. The fractions, 34 and 2, down to the half, 107 and 3, the 3/4, 141, the mile, 2:11, 3/5. Viveka Hanover and Tyler Bates. We'll be back with more after this message.
For 4 generations, Hagemeyer Farms has been caring and breeding standardbred racehorses. Hagemeyer Farms is home to a roster of champion stallions, including Western Terror, sire to $11 million earners, and Fool Me Once, a millionaire son of Art Major, standing his first season in 2021. Hagemeyer Farms is looking for its next champion. Stand your stallion at Hagemeyer Farms. For information about standing your stallion, call 513-304-9263.
Racing is back at Eldorado Scioto Downs. Catch the excitement all summer long. Live racing every Tuesday through Saturday nights. First post time is at 6:15. Mark your calendar to see the future stars with the $150,000 Next Generation on July 2nd and 3rd. On the 2nd, it's the 2-year-old Trotters, followed by the Pacers on the 3rd. Horse players earn points with the new Caesars Reward Program. Eldorado Scioto Downs live racing is back.
With us now on Matinee Madness is a gentleman that probably knows more about harness racing, at least from the breeding side of the business, than I do. Ron Baker, who worked for Hickory Lane Farm for how many years were you there?
12 years, yeah.
Precious Bunny was the big stallion as far as I can remember that you loved.
I always said the greatest horse I touched, and I took care of Jetlog, I took care of Stand Forever. I'd still say if he would have had, as far as a breeding stud, if he'd had the mares because of his Dragon's Lair and he was out of a Niatross mother. But no, I was fortunate enough to take care of, not compared to today's, but man, oh man, it was a great honor to take care of them. I was very close to Threefold because he wasn't a nice horse. And Bunny had his, he was a cam fellow, so he had his moments, you know, of being a little bit destructive. But Sand Chaser wound up in Michigan. He might still be alive. From what I hear, David James, I think still has, Jetlog is still alive, but he's 26, 27.
David James, of course, in Australia.
Right, yeah. And of course,
he's probably responsible for so many horses coming to the United States, and also U.S. stallions going to Australia.
Down. Well, he stabled Beach, and he stabled Art Major, and it goes on and on to the great ones that became famous down there and then came back up here. But
now, right now in your career, and it's been a number of years since 2005 that you kind of retired there, but you work for a lot of the Amish in telling them about their particular horses.
I was just in Indiana for 2 days at a draft horse sale at Topeka. It was unbelievable, and it was transferred from Iowa to Indiana, because Indiana and Ohio right now we can put on sales, whether it be draft or Dutch harness horse or standardbred. We can match anybody. And because I keep telling the Amish, we need more babies born, because right now if you look at Yonkers, every night they'll have 20 head that imported from Australia and New Zealand. And I said, we're not growing enough, because I said Ohio does 3,000. I said 1,800 a year and 75% of all standardbreds raised in Indiana are Amish bred.
I didn't know that.
And their money, they got money.
Yeah.
Because now I finally talked them into it. I said, if you don't, Pond Acres over in the Fort Wayne area, they just bought their third Muscle Hill mare. I said, if you don't have bloodline behind it, whoever you breed to, whether it's Swan for all, that's okay. But if I were you, I'd breed one to Swan Fall, and then I'd go and breed for Kentucky and Harrisburg. I said, you got to reach out, you know.
Many years he worked for the Hickory Lane Farm. Now he helps the Amish.
I help the Amish because, and I get phone calls every week, and it's calmed down now because they ain't got their mayor's book now while they're done, you know. But no, it's really a pleasure to work with them, and because they have faith in me, and if I don't know something, I don't lead them on, you know. I just said, yeah.
Ron, we got to move on because we got a racing program to do here, but we thank you for stopping over and being with us
All
for
right.
a few minutes.
I appreciate it, right. Thank you.
Ron Baker. The third race had a scheduled field of 4, but we've had 2 scratches. It has a time bar of 2:30. Going to the post will be the 1, Rollersville, a 2-year-old gelding by my MVP. Tyler Bates trains and drives, a Buckeye Classic sale purchase for $13,000. The 2 and 3 have been scratched. The 4 is McPherson. This another one out of the Tyler Bates barn, so I'm not sure which one Tyler's going to drive. The 2-year-old gelding by Creatine leads from the outside post, was purchased at the Ohio Select sale for $15,000. A field of 2 going to the post. Let's pick up the action. As they race by the 3/4 and head to the 7/8 mark, Rollersville has command, leading by 15. McPherson is there second with 1/8 of a mile to go in Ohio. On top of the field, it's all Rollersville. Tyler Bates is going to pick up his second of the day, coming home with Rollersville. 2-year-old gelding by my MVP. McPherson is second. Here they are. So the winner of the third race by open links was Rollersville, a 2-year-old gelding by my MVP. Tyler Bates trains and drives. This one was purchased at the Buckeye Classic sale for $13,000. Finishing second was McPherson, 2-year-old gelding by Creatine, purchased at the Ohio Select sale for $15,000. The opening quarter was in 38-3. Down to the half in 1:16-4. The 3/4 in 1:54. The mile 2:28 3/5. The time bar was 2:30. So make no doubt about it. Tyler Bates can read a stopwatch. Let's go right into the 4th race coming up here. This is a time bar event at 2:10. For those who don't know what a time bar is, that's a time that all the horsemen agree in that they want to go the mile. 2:10 for this one. Number 1 is McGinn. Terry Henry trains. Charles Little, the owner, is the driver. This is a 3-year-old filly by McArdle. Another Ohio bred is the 2. Here's How a Roll, a 2-year-old gelding by Racing Hill. Robert Brooks trains and drives. The 3 is Morning Miracle. Tyler Bates, the trainer and driver. 2-year-old filly by Racing Hill, purchased at the Ohio Select sale for $11,000. And number 4 is Promise. Pat Karcher trains and drives. 2-year-old filly by Well Said, going to the post from the outside position. A field of 4 in today's 4th here at the Matinee at Bucyrus. Let's pick up the action. Go on to the 3/4. Here's How a Roll, a 2-year-old gelding by Racing Hill, and Robert Brooks lead the way by a length and 3/4. Racing second, Morning Miracle with Tyler Bates, 2-year-old filly by Racing Hill. Racing third as they race around the turn, McGinn, and treading the field, Promise. 1/8 of a mile to go, and opening up with every stride. Here's How a Roll, and Robert Brooks drawing away. Racing second is Morning Miracle. Third, McGinn, Promise trails. Coming to the wire. Drawn away by 10 lengths. Here's How a Roll. The 4th race goes to Here's How a Roll, a 2-year-old gelding by Racing Hill out of Sparks. Robert Brooks is the trainer and driver. Finishing second was Morning Miracle with Tyler Bates, the 2-year-old filly by Racing Hill. Finishing third, McGinn, Jerry Henry, the trainer. Charles Little drives. And the fourth place finisher was Promise. Pat Karcher training, driving the 2-year-old filly by Well Said. We'll be back here in Bucyrus, Ohio with race number 5 after this message.
Athletes, they come in all shapes and sizes. They catch, they leap, they run. Some athletes even come with 4 legs and paws and hooves. When these beloved family members need care, remember the Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center. Ohio State experts wrote the book on exceptional animal care and know how to get our best friends back on their feet. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center.
For 4 generations, Hagemeyer Farms has been caring and breeding standardbred racehorses. Hagemeyer Farms is home to a roster of champion stallions, including Western Terror, sire to $11 million earners, and Fool Me Once, a millionaire son of Art Major, standing his first season in 2021. Hagemeyer Farms is looking for its next champion. Stand your stallion at Hagemeyer Farms. For information about standing your stallion, call 513-304-9263.
Back here in Bucyrus, we're ready for race number 5 with a time bar of 2:20. A field of trotters to go to the post. From the inside out, the one is Checkmate Cash. 2-year-old filly by Southwind Spirit. Robert Brooks trains and drives. The 2 is Arabella's Glider, a 2-year-old colt by What the Hill. Alan Miller trains and drives. This was a purchase at $15,000 price tag. The 3 is Deep Storm, a 2-year-old gelding by Deep Chip. Bud High trains and drives. And the 4 is Sweet Emma, 3-year-old filly by Triumphant Caviar. Daryl Whitaker trains and drives. Let's pick up the action. Out moving on the outside comes Deep Storm, but they got a lot of ground to make up to catch the leader. Sweet Emma, 3-year-old filly by Triumphant Caviar, and Daryl Whitaker has the lead by 3, but they're closing in on him. Racing second is Arabella's Glider with Every Stride. Off stride went Deep Storm. Up now third as they race into the stretch, coming home. On top of the field, it's Sweet Emma showing the way by 2.5, make it 3. Racing second, Arabella's Glider. Third is Checkmate Cash. It's all Sweet Emma. In the 5th race, a field of trotters, the win was Sweet Emma, 3-year-old filly by Triumphant Caviar out of Carscott Review. Daryl Whitaker was the trainer and the driver. Finishing second was Arabella's Glider with Alan Miller, a 2-year-old colt by What the Hill. Finishing third was Checkmate Cash, a Southwind Spirit 2-year-old filly by Robert Brooks, the trainer-driver. And finishing fourth was Deep Storm with Bud High, the driver, 2-year-old gelding by Deep Chip. The fractional times, 37 down to the half in 1:09, 3/4 1:42, the mile 2:14. The race had a time bar of 2:20. The 6th race is a time bar of 2:20. A field of trotters to go postward. The 1 is 6-1. Steve High is the trainer-driver, 2-year-old colt by Team 6. The 2 horse is Awesome Sarah, a 2-year-old filly by Creatine. Deborah DeWolf trains and drives. The 3 is Spirit Cash, the 2-year-old gelding by Southwind Spirit. Robert Brooks drives. And the 4 is Wishy Washy, a 2-year-old gelding by Wishing Stone. Stephen High is the trainer. Stephen Fissel will drive. A field of 4 going to the post with a time bar of 2:20 in the 6th. Let's pick up the action. 2-horse battle from here as they race over to the 3/4 mark. It's Awesome Sarah with the lead for Deborah DeWolf, 2-year-old filly by Creatine. Right there second is Spirit Cash and Robert Brooks, 2-year-old gelding by Southwind Spirit. A little more than an 8 to go. Here comes Spirit Cash on the move on the outside after the leader Awesome Sarah. Into the stretch, Awesome Sarah has the lead and opens back up by a length and 3/4, make it 2.5. Through the stretch, it's Awesome Sarah and Deborah DeWolf drawn away. Second is Spirit Cash. Here they are. The sixth race for trotters goes to Awesome Sarah. Deborah DeWolf trains and drives the 2-year-old filly by Creatine. Finishing second was Spirit Cash for Robert Brooks, a 2-year-old gelding by Southwind Spirit. Home third was Wishy Washy for Stephen Fissel, the 2-year-old gelding by Wishing Stone. And fourth was 6-1 with Stephen High, 2-year-old colt by Team 6. The fractions, 36-2. The half, 110-3. The 3/4 in 144. The mile, 2:15 3/5. We'll be back with race 7 here in Bucyrus after this message.
Racing is back at Eldorado Scioto Downs. Catch the excitement all summer long. Live racing every Tuesday through Saturday nights. First post time is at 6:15. Mark your calendar to see the future stars with the $150,000 Next Generation on July 2nd and 3rd. On the 2nd, it's the 2-year-old Trotters, followed by the Pacers on the 3rd. Horse players earn points with the new Caesars Reward Program. Eldorado Scioto Downs live racing is back.
Your animals provide unconditional love. When they hurt, you want the best care available to help them enjoy life again. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center is here for you and for them. From heart disease to cancer, diabetes to broken bones, and 24-hour emergency services, Ohio State's team of experts make a difference in the lives of animals and the family members who love them. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center.
The upcoming 7th race with a time bar of 2:15. A field of 4 go onto the post. The 1, Fear the Dragonfly. Roy Burns trains and drives a 2-year-old filly by Fear the Dragon. The 2 horse is PK Filly Girl. Tyler Bates is the trainer. Austin Hanners drives. This is a 2-year-old filly by Racing Hill. The 3, Because She Said So. Robert Brooks trains and drives 2-year-old filly by Well Said, purchased at the Ohio Select Sale for $16,000. And number 4, Speedin' by Seaside. Tyler Bates is the trainer and the driver, 2-year-old colt by Down by the Seaside. At the Lexington Select Sale, the hammer came down at $17,000. A field of 4 with a time bar of 2:15. Let's pick up the action. Go on to the 3/4 mark. On the move on the outside, Because She Said So, and Robert Brooks, 2-year-old filly by Well Said. Closing on the outside, now third. Out between horses, Fear the Dragonfly and Roy Burns, 2-year-old filly by Fear the Dragon. Still on topo at the inside, PK Filly Girl with Austin Hanners, 2-year-old filly by Racing Hill. Into the stretch with less than an 8 to go. PK Filly Girl has the lead. Outside, Fear the Dragonfly closing in, coming to the wire. PK Filly Girl and Fear the Dragonfly. In the 7th race, a time bar of 2:15. The winner was the 2, PK Filly Girl. Tyler Bates, the trainer. Austin Hanners was the driver. 2-year-old brown filly by Racing Hill. Finishing second with a good close was Fear the Dragonfly. Roy Burns drives the 2-year-old filly by Fear the Dragon. Third was Because She Said So, 2-year-old filly by Well Said, trained and driven by Robert Brooks. And fourth was Speedin' by Seaside. Tyler Bates, the trainer and the driver, a 2-year-old colt by Down by the Seaside. The fractions, 35-4, down to the half, and 110-2. The 3/4, 144-3. The mile, 2:16. The 8th race coming up for trotters with a time bar of 2:10. A field of 3 will go to the post as the 1 horse, Princess Alley, has been scratched. Number 2 is Chippy Zippy, a 2-year-old colt by Coraggioso. The trainer is Logan Powell, the driver Austin Hanners. Number 3 is Katie's Secret, 2-year-old filly by Flex the Muscles. Dan Reynolds trains and drives. And number 4 is Cree Star, a 2-year-old filly by Creatine. Norman Robbins trains and drives. The 2-horse, Chippy Zippy, was purchased at the Buckeye Classic sale for $23,000. The 3, Katie's Secret, was hammered down at the Buckeye Classic for $8,000. Let's pick up the action. Go on to the 3/4. go on to the 3-quarter mark. On top of the field, it's Kate Secret and Dan Reynolds. 2-year-old filly by Flex the Muscle, showing the way by a length and 3/4. Right there, second is Korea Star. Norm Robbins trains and drives. 2-year-old filly by Creatine, and further back, Chippy Zippy and Austin Hanners. On the move on the outside. Here comes Korea Star and Norm Robbins on the outside, going after the leader, Kate Secret. Through the stretch, it's Kate Secret with the lead. Korea Star on the outside. Coming to the wire, it's all Kate's Secret. In the 8th race, a wire-to-wire victory for Kate's Secret. Dan Reynolds trains and drives the 2-year-old filly by Flex the Muscle. Finishing second was Korea Star. Norm Robbins trains and drives the 2-year-old filly by Creatine. And finishing third, Chippy Zippy. Austin Hanners for Logan Powell, 2-year-old colt by Coraggioso. Time bar was 2:10. They went to the quarter, 34, down to the half in 1:06. 3/4, 1:37.3. The fastest of the day, 2:08. That's a final half in 1:02. Final quarter, 30 2/5. We'll be back with race number 9 after these messages.
For 4 generations, Hagemeyer Farms has been caring and breeding standardbred racehorses. Hagemeyer Farms is home to a roster of champion stallions, including Western Terror, sire to $11 million earners, and Fool Me Once, a millionaire son of Art Major, standing his first season in 2021. Hagemeyer Farms is looking for its next champion. Stand your stallion at Hagemeyer Farms. For information about standing your stallion, call 513-304-9263.
Racing is back at Eldorado Scioto Downs. Catch the excitement all summer long. Live racing every Tuesday through Saturday nights. First post time is at 6:15. Mark your calendar to see the future stars with the $150,000 Next Generation on July 2nd and 3rd. On the 2nd, it's the 2-year-old Trotters, followed by the Pacers on the 3rd. Horse players earn points with the new Caesars Reward Program. Eldorado Scioto Downs live racing is back.
Back with more Matinee Madness from the Crawford County Fairgrounds in Bucyrus. Race number 9 coming up with a time bar of 2:10. A field of 3 go onto the post. The 1 is Gonna Dream Big. Tyler Bates is the trainer driver, a 2-year-old colt by McArdle, purchased at the Ohio Select Sale for $25,000. Number 2 is Little Ob. Terry Henry trains, Charles Little drives, a 3-year-old filly by Big Bam Ray. And number 3 is Lost Peanut, a 2-year-old filly by Lost for Words, trained by Rebecca Nichols. A field of 3 going to the post in the 9th. Pacers with a time bar of 2:10. Let's pick up the action. Lost Peanut sticks the nose in front. Gonna Dream Big on the inside. A 2-horse battle from here. Further back is Little Ob. It's Lost Peanut, a 2-year-old filly but Lost for Words, and Dale Edwards starting to open up by 5 lengths. Racing second, Gonna Dream Big. Little Ob is third. Less than 1/8 of a mile to go in Ohio. It's Lost Peanut and Dale Edwards drawn away with every stride. Gonna Dream Big second. It's all Lost Peanut. In the 9th race, the winner, Lost Peanut. Dale Edwards, the driver for trainer Rebecca Nichols, 2-year-old filly by Lost for Words. Finishing second was Gonna Dream Big. Tyler Bates driving the 2-year-old colt by McArdle. And finishing third, Little Ob. Terry Henry trains, Charles Little the driver, 3-year-old filly by Big Bam Ray. A time bar of 2:10. The first quarter was in 32, to the half in 1:05 2. 3/4, 1:37 4. The final time, 2:08 3/5, with a final quarter, 30 4/5. Lost Peanut winning race 9. On to the 10th race coming up, our final race on the card, with a time bar of 2:05. A field of 4 to go to the post. We have the 1, Cobra Kai Johnny. Tyler Bates trains, Austin Hanners the driver, a 2-year-old colt by McArdle, purchased at the Buckeye Classic sale for $16,000. Number 2 is Time for Me to Fly. Ed Bibler trains. Jay Veach is the driver, a 2-year-old colt by McArdle. Number 3 is Cedar Point Beach, a 2-year-old filly by Western Terror. Tyler Bates, the trainer. Austin Hanners will drive. And the 4-horse is Raggioso, a 4-year-old gelding by Coraggioso. Bud High, the trainer and the driver. A field of 4 with a time bar of 2:05. Let's pick up the action. At the 3/4 mark, closing ground with every stride. Cedar Point Beach closing the gap, now second after the leader Raggioso. Here comes Cedar Point Beach on the move on the outside. Raggioso on the inside. Less than 1/8 of a mile to go in Ohio. Raggioso with the lead. Cedar Point Beach on the outside second. Racing third, Cobra Kai Johnny. Coming to the wire, it's Raggioso. That about wraps up this edition of Matinee Madness here at the Crawford County Fairgrounds in Bucyrus. Getting up in that final stride to get the win by a nose was Cedar Point Beach. Austin Hanners driving for Tyler Bates, a 2-year-old filly by Western Terror, comes home a winner. Edging Raggioso, Bud High, the 4-year-old gelding by Coraggioso. Finishing third was Cobra Kai Johnny, and fourth was Time for Me to Fly. Time bar of 2:05, and they beat it. The quarter, 30 seconds flat. The half, 1:02 and 2. 3/4, 1:33 and 4. The mile, 2:03. That's a final half in 1 minute and 3/5. The final quarter in 29 and 1. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this 5-week series of Matinee Madness, and we'd like to thank our sponsors for bringing it to you each week. The Ohio State University Veterinary Medical Center, Hagemeyer Farms, and Eldorado Scioto Downs. We'll see you somewhere along the line, and always remember, be there!
This has been Matinee Madness. Matinee Madness is presented by the Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center, Hagemeyer Farms, and Eldorado Scioto Downs. Matinee Madness is a presentation of the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association.